welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another Rate the Transfer Rumour show. Obviously, we haven't done one of these, lads, since the summer, or since the start of the season, and it's now the summer. Obviously, rumours are starting to get rife. We have the break, and the transfer window actually opens officially, I think, on July 1st as well. But obviously, there could be business done before that, you know. So I have a few lined up here. So I thought it was time, especially with the league's been off for a couple of weeks, to get back into this. And it's always good for me as well, actually, I have to say, Daz, because it's nice to be able to kind of change up the content a little bit at times as well. Like, you know, obviously we have our Premier Division, First Division shows every week, which is fair enough, and then your match day vlogs. But also it's nice to have a break and do something else. And obviously Rate the Transfer Rumour feature is one of those things. And Daz is going to rate the rumour, each individual rumour, on a scale between 1 and 10. So 1 is highly unlikely that this is going to happen. 10 is very likely that the transfer is going to go through. Daz doesn't know what I'm going to throw them, guys, before we come on. He literally hasn't a clue. So that makes it exciting, I think, as well. And it gives him no time to think. So he has to kind of think, you know, off the cuff, which I like about it as well. I think people like that as well. So we'll start off that. First of all, welcome back on.
Thanks, Geek. Yeah, it's good to be back in our transfer with our show. I love these.
Yeah, no, they're good. We'll start off with Dean Jarvis to, guess what, your club, Bohemian FC. Dean Jarvis was at Derry City before. He's a Derry man. He was playing at Larne in the Irish League, but they didn't renew his contract. Apparently, Larne spent a lot of money and are kind of trying to cut back a little bit. So that's the reason why he hasn't signed up with Larne. There are a couple of clubs looking at him in both leagues, the Irish and the League of Ireland. But I thought Bohemian's interest was maybe the most interesting. Obviously, Bohs already have Tyreek Wilson at left back, Daz. Maybe hasn't been playing as good as he was last season, I'd argue. And maybe that competition of Breslin helped him out. Now, if Dean Jarvis was to come in, I think that would give him competition. So, first of all, do you think Bohs need that? Second of all, what do you think of the transfer? Possible potential transfer?
Yeah, I think first of all, Keith, Bohs are certainly in the window this season. They're definitely going to recruit someone in the season, in the off-season, a few bodies. I think they definitely will. Keith Long has come out a few weeks ago and says he needs to improve the team. So it's bad if the manager's saying it. He knows he needs to do something. So won't be, you know, they'd be expecting people to go as well. Like, that can happen as well. But I think Jarvis would be a good player. I think he's a dependent player. He knows the league. He's experienced enough. He's at a good age. I think he definitely adds to the team. And interesting you mentioned that about Wilson, because last season Breslin and him, I think they kind of shared the same amount of games too. So it was changed up quite a lot. Wilson didn't really play every single game last season. Now suddenly he has to be the number one left back every week. I know Max Murphy can slot in there, but Wilson is the dependable one there, and he has to be at the rest this season. I actually would really like Jarvis to come to Bohs, and surprisingly enough, a few people have actually mentioned this to me. So I do think there's something in this one, and I definitely would like to see him come to the club. Yeah, I think he could really add something to the back line and defence. We've been shocking in this season. I think we definitely get 2 defenders in anyway. I think it would vastly improve us, and hopefully, you know, Keith Long has start getting more results and getting the fans back on side, because a lot of people are giving them a very hard time lately. And I think, you know, just getting a few bodies in the backs might do us the world of good. I'd put this one quite high. I'd put it at a 7.
7, interesting stuff. We'll move on. Padraig Amond was released by Newport. He was on loan at Exeter actually last season, where he scored a couple of goals. 34 years of age now. We know of his time in the League of Ireland, etc. Carlow man as well. But he's been linked with a move to Damien Duff's Shelbourne, out of contract. Obviously with Shelbourne, Sean Boyd has been doing very well up front lately as well. But how do you see that potential rumour?
Yes, he's 34. Last time I checked, he was like 29. Where have them years went? But
you checked 5 years ago.
Yeah. I think, first of all, what a player. You know, FA Cup hero. He scored against so many top teams. A lot of people know him in England as well. They know him through the lower leagues. He is a player who scores goals anywhere he's went. He scored goals, and he's very rarely went on a goal drought. He's always had a handful of goals every season. He scores important goals too. His experience, like you said, 34 years of age. He's been through the leagues. He's been around a good while. I think if he's going to come back to the league, now is probably the time to do it, because he's getting older and older and older. I think now would be a good time, 1 or 2 good seasons left in him, and have it here. Interesting you say it about Shelbourne. I think Shelbourne also will be a club that will be in the market this season, and look, Shelburne are in great form recently. Like they've put together a really good run of late in the last month. They've been playing really excellent football. I think he'd suit that style of play. But then again, you look at Sean Boyd, a slow, strong striker beside a slow poacher of a striker. So they don't have much pace going forward with them. But look, they'll probably be playing one striker at a time, and it'll be good rotation for them. I actually would see a few clubs in for him. I certainly like To Bohs anyway, and I'm sure the clubs and other fans shortly would like Amond to come to their team. So I've already put this one as 6 key because I strongly believe he'll be, looking at all the options available to him, because look, he probably will come back here, but as I said, there'll be a lot of clubs looking for his signature, I think.
Interesting stuff. Liam Kerrigan from UCD to Derry City is another rumour. Kerrigan, of course, I believe his scholarship is up in the summer at UCD. Fabulous player, really good player, great ball carrier, can play in a number of positions, a number of different roles. He can play in midfield, essentially, on the wing, in behind, in midfield as an 8 himself. Derry City, of course, a couple of injuries in midfield as well. The likes of Kieran Harkin, Dunnigan is now injured as well, who's been playing midfield. How do you see this rumour, Kerrigan to Derry City?
Yeah, look, no surprise there, Keith. Kerrigan's a fantastic player, as we all know, and like Amond, everyone in the league will want his signature. Everyone will. Like, who wouldn't want a player like him? Young, hungry, strong, fast, skillful. If he can go into an attacking team who's not playing off the back foot, playing on the front foot, we'll really see what he can do in this league. And I do believe there's a really good player there. And, Derry have money. They'll be wanting to recruit players. European football most likely next season, possibly a league title. I want to go there really as a young player. So I'd put this one quite high. But then again, like, Bohs will want him. Rovers will want him. Pats will want him. Shelburne will want him. Who wouldn't really want him? Everyone's going to want him.
Do you think if Derry are in for him, they have a good chance of getting him, though, over those clubs?
I think they definitely do. Like, they have the money anyway. That's going to back them. But he might want to stay in Dublin. So that's where Dublin teams might have the advantage. But I think, I put this one quite high. I put this one at an 8. I think, Derry have got a very good chance of getting him.
Yeah, 2 more. This one is actually a former player. Well, he was in the league last year. Alfie Lewis, rumoured to be on his way back to St. Patrick's Athletic and loan. Of course, Alfie Lewis had a very good season at Pats. Pats' recruitment from Britain can be very mixed, let's say, but Lewis was definitely one of the ones that done well. Now he moved to Plymouth, where he's played 1 game for Plymouth, I believe. That's 1 game only, which is disappointing for him, I have to say. And I just wonder, I remember at the time saying that, he was doing well at Pats and he seemed to be, suiting the way they played, and Pats, and vice versa, actually. Pats suit the way he played as such. And I think sometimes players can move over to England a little too quickly. Now, I understand he's a Londoner, so, maybe just wanted to move back to England, which is fair enough. But with his game time limited at Plymouth, I don't think it would do him any harm to come back to Pats. The question is, do you think this rumour is likely?
Yeah, look, we've seen a lot of ex-players being linked back with clubs recently. A lot of Bohs ones in the off-season were linked back and it didn't happen. So these kind of rumours can be hit and miss. Like, I think that, the option for the player to come back is probably always there, but does he really want to come back? Because, he has moved up to full-time professional football. But then again, like you said, he wasn't getting in, had a shambles of a season. Let's be real about it. The loan move could do him the world of good. He could get him back on his feet, get him confident again, and he could get back playing and be the player that we all know is there. So I think it would do him really good if he came back. But I'd probably put it at a 5. I think there is something there, but I don't think it's too likely to happen.
Yeah, interesting. So finally, Paul Finnegan, 25-year-old defender who's at Portadown, also linked with Bohemian FC, formerly of Cliftonville, Bray Wanderers and Dundalk back in the day as well. And I'm not sure his contract situation, because obviously the Irish League is finished. Not sure if his actual contract is up or what's the story there. I couldn't find that out. But he has been linked with Bohemian. So how do you see that one?
Yeah, actually, Key, I hope we get players like these that are actually playing in the Irish League, the Northern Irish League, or that are the mid-20s, rather than going to likes of Watford and getting the likes of a 20-year-old and a 19-year-old we've never heard of. Do you know what I mean? That kind of way. Because
that's fine, but not if you're doing it with every player. Exactly, yeah.
No, exactly. Like that, we've been doing it way too much. You're going to getting all these signings. You're like, who's that? They're like, oh, it's an 18, 19-year-old released from a Premier League club. Like, at least they're playing in the Irish League. It's a similar standard. They're experienced. They're kind of a rounded player, and I think they could slot in. So I would welcome that kind of a signature. I think it would be good. However, I've heard nothing about this rumour at all. Haven't seen it anywhere. Haven't heard anyone. So Keith could be making this one up, lads. I don't know, but I'll be putting this at a 4. But I hope it happens.
Brilliant stuff, Daz. Look, we'll leave it there. Give us a few ratings yourself, and if you've heard any transfer rumours yourself, let us know in the comments. Also, subscribe to the channel, hit your bell notification button, and thanks for watching as usual. Cheers, lads.
Thanks, Keith.